Perfect. Well, officially, I welcome you to the information session. I wanted to thank you not just for joining me today, but also for wanting to continue or to start mentoring a student. I think I've mentioned to a couple of you over my emails that it's thanks to the generosity of people like you that you can really make an impact on student lives. So thank you so much for your generosity. So we're gonna, this is a brief overview of what we're gonna talk about today, an overview of the program, some of the mentorship guidelines, some of the goals and outcomes we hope to achieve with your mentee, and we'll have some time at the end for questions and a corridor if you have some time. So what is Otago Mentor Match? If you don't know already, it's a direct pathway for students, current students at the university, soon to be graduating, to connect with our Otago alumni, which is you. And it's a great opportunity to exchange experiences, offer your advice, share your industry insights because you are where they want to be. And you can really help them develop those tools to transition into the workforce. I think the great thing about this program is that you have this common shared experience that you've been at Otago. So there's a really good foundation for a really fruitful relationship to build. So it's a mentor match. So we do we do all the matchmaking manually. I'm currently liaising with the university to get a Sonia platform system set up so that can streamline some of the matchmaking process. But we do manually, we do try and match you as close as possible with your student mentees in terms of shared areas of interest, what your academic background is and the program of study, what your professional background is, and also what your mentees' career goals may be. So in the case of Rajdeep, for example, who didn't have a mentee last year, we will try our best to really match everybody, all of the mentors who have signed up to have a mentee this year. And if it requires sourcing students, I will do it because I believe in this program. So it really boils down to three main things: connecting, communicating, and collaborating. So you connect with your mentee. We expect a total of 3 to 5 contact hours throughout the course of the academic year. So last year it was per semester, but we thought if we extend it for the academic year, it takes away a little bit of the pressure to fill up those hours in a shorter space of time. You can communicate with your mentees through video calls, phone calls, emails, or even chat threads through LinkedIn, whatever suits you and your mentee. And then in those discussions, you collaborate, you can share your experiences, discuss skill sets, reflect on the goals that the mentee hopes to achieve, and what are some of the steps that can be done to achieve those goals. Now, the nature of mentoring relationships can be very different. They can be from very casual to more formal, and that's something that you can establish in those first meetings. So some of the guidelines, what to expect and when to expect it in those initial meetings, that's where you can set your mentoring relationship boundaries. So how often are you going to meet? How long will the meetings be? How much time do they need to inform you if they need to reschedule a meeting? So all of these kind of finer details to set up a good relationship for the mentoring is likely to happen at these initial stages. Then you can open a discussion about, well, what are your aspirations and goals, and also that of your mentees, and what are the areas and skills that you can both work on together. Then from this conversation, you can develop a plan of action and define those steps towards achieving those goals. And then towards the end of the program, you can reflect on your experience. What were some of the challenges that you came across? What are the achievements that you helped accomplish? And what are the long-term plans for your mentee? What do we expect from me as a mentor? The most important thing, I think, is active listening. Really be open to what your mentee has to say and learn. And also it's vice versa. This is something that we tell our mentees as well. So be patient, build that trust. They're at an earlier stage of their careers than you are, so that some of them might need a little bit of encouragement. So yeah, that's where you can start building trust with your mentee. We encourage that you encourage critical thinking, decision-making, and problem solving to really help them be self-reflective and see themselves as future professionals in their career. Honesty, it's so important. Be kind in your feedback, but also be constructive. And because you have the work experience and experience in general, you can really offer different perspectives that they might not have considered before. Motivation, especially now. I was speaking to several of you before. A lot of our students are going through Zoom fatigue and having to do a lot of things online. So if you can motivate them to really be proactive and set those goals to hopefully achieve them, that would be amazing. And for me, the most special one is to inspire, because you're on this program as mentors, but you could potentially be role models and really have a lasting impression and impact on someone's life. So we don't expect you to guide students every step of the way, but walk alongside them and provide your knowledge to help them make those decisions. So some of the goals and outcomes through your support and guidance, we hope that our mentees, our students, can have some really good industry insights into the careers that they're interested in. Supporting them towards feeling job ready. That can be helping them craft a CV to a certain job application, or maybe mock interview tips. It can also be job search strategies, for example, for specific industries. Improving employability skills, that can be communication, leadership, time management. In any workplace, relationships are pivotal, and this is a great opportunity to help them with that trust building and relationship building as well. Career strategies, like I mentioned before, navigating challenges. I think we've all along our lives have had to navigate challenges. So that insight is also really valuable to students. Networking tips and tricks, like how to reach people in LinkedIn, how to address different people of different roles in an organization, for example. And ultimately, it's helping students find their own tools to build their confidence so that they feel they can succeed in achieving their career goals. I just wanted to include here 2 testimonies before rounding the information session off, which I thought were really valuable. In terms of the mentee of the program, he states that he learned so much from the stories of the industry expert that he was matched up with. And I love that final sentence. It's a program that can help students to focus on career development rather than worrying about it. And in terms of the mentor, I also thought this was a great testimony, because the mentorship program actually provided her insight into, well, what are some of the things that the future workforce are thinking about. And that's also really interesting insight. So I'm going to round the presentation off there. Also let you know that there is a mentoring toolkit that will be sent to you soon. And that will have all the information you will require, some worksheets as well. And if you have any further questions, if you would like a one-to-one session, if there's any specific requirements that you would like from your mentee, anything and everything under the sun and clouds, feel free to contact me. I don't have a landline just yet, but I will. If that's easier for people, I will facilitate that information really soon. So I'll open the floor now for any questions that you might have. Sorry, did I talk really fast as well? I hope not. Are we good with questions? If anything comes up at any time, just reach out.
Yeah, Albert, thank you. That was a really, really good and straight to the point presentation. Very, very clear information. So really appreciate it. I guess the question is, and I might have missed this date already, but when does kickoff, right? Like, when do we get our mentees, that kind of thing?
Yes. So the process has been a little bit slower than what it would have been last year, because I've just taken this new role. So there's a lot of learning involved, and I've pushed the deadlines a little bit. That's also part of the great thing of having it throughout the academic year, that we don't feel that pressure to really, especially because there's no students around campus to let them know and communicate that. So student registrations will begin next week. That's when I'm going to push the marketing. And then once we compile the student registrations, then the matchmaking will happen. And that's when I'll inform you if I found a match for you, and then we can e-connect. So I'll introduce you to your mentee and we can work from there. So I wish, Jonathan, I could give you more specific dates, but we're kind of rolling with the punches, so to speak.
Right, thank you.
No more questions? Oh, hi, Mel. I didn't see you before. And if there's no more questions, if anybody has time, I actually wanted to have a little corridor with all of you. I was actually really curious why you decided to do some mentorship, and if you've done it in the past, or if you've been mentored and you want to kind of give that back. If anyone's happy to share.
I'm happy to share if you like. I'm so sorry I was late. My last meeting ran over time. This is my third year now involved in the program. So I've had 3 mentees. Last year I had 2 mentees, and the year before I had 1. The first year I did it, I was in Wellington and my mentee was in Dunedin. And then last year I had 2 mentees in Dunedin and I was in Dunedin. So they're really looking forward to this year. I keep in touch with my 3 mentees. One, I helped get a job where I currently work. So she's here, and so we still catch up once a month. And then my other 2 one's in Dunedin and one's gone to Auckland, but we still catch up. And those 2 knew each other as well. So the 3 of us catch up just to check in with how their new jobs are going. But I really like the program. I think it's a great thing. The girls last year said to me that they really liked having someone that wasn't their parents trying to help them get a job and kind of guide their direction in life. And it was really cool. And I did some really cool activities. I don't know if anyone's seen the emotional culture deck. Sorry if you can't see that very clearly. But it's a card deck. Oh, sorry, it's not very clear because of my blurred background, but
I like the sound of that. Tell me more, because I haven't heard about it.
We sat down. It's basically a card deck that we use at work to come up with how people want to feel at work and how they don't want to feel, and how leaders want their people to feel and don't want their people to feel. So I sat down with my mentees last year and said, right, how do you want to feel in this mentorship and how do you not want to feel? And then when we checked in, we would check in on, are you feeling these things and are you not feeling these things? And if not, what can we change? So we use that as a tool kind of through the whole year to really just check in with how things were going. And then at the end of the year, just how they were feeling about going into their new jobs. And then with the more undesirable feelings, what I could do to try and remove those. So really cool.
Wow.
And I learned a lot from them as well. So yeah, really enjoy the program.
You seem like a great mentor for mentees, and this is an incredible example of actually one program being able to direct or have an impact on someone's life if they manage to find employment afterwards through that relationship. And that's something that is worth noting as well. We expect that time frame of contact time, but depending on the professional relationship that flourishes from the mentorship, there's always the chance to prolong that professional relationship afterwards. So this is a great example. Did you see any of your mentors in person when you were in Dunedin last year?
Yes, yeah. So the ones last year, because I was back living in Dunedin, caught up with them always in person. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish that was something that we could offer this year as well, because a lot of our mentors are here in Dunedin, but right now we're trying to push for the online, evidently. But hopefully there can be some in-person activities soon. Yeah. Would anybody else like to share if they've had mentorship experiences?
Yeah, so I did this for the first time last year and I really, really enjoyed it. I had a mentee that was in his 3rd year of study in marketing. So, that's kind of that's what I did as well when I was studying as well. So quite cool. We had a lot of, values that aligned and we kind of wanted the same thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And the reason why, what the push factor was for me to do this was, if I look back, throughout my time and my pretty short and young career, I've had, significant people that have mentored me and shown me the ropes, that kind of thing. And yeah, just any opportunity to be able to do that for somebody else as well. And Yeah, I like to stay in touch with the uni as well. I do a little bit of guest lecturing for the marketing department, so I'm down quite often as well. I'm actually from Dunedin, so my family is still there. So when I was down in Dunedin visiting, I catch up with my mentee as well, which is really, really cool.
Oh, amazing. Oh, this makes me so excited for the program this year.
Yeah, I had a mentor just before I joined Otago. So he was from Pakistan, and he actually helped me find accommodation in Dunedin. And after I joined the university, like I actually joined the mentorship program of the international office, and I had quite a few mentees actually. In fact, I had 2 or 3 mentees from Iran. One was from Kazakhstan, one was from Bangladesh, and like just before I left Dunedin way back in 2013. So I actually got a letter of recommendation from the pro VC of the university, because I apparently like I mentored a number of students. So I still have that letter with me. So yeah, so that was quite an experience. So I basically like helped them like settle in the city, like help them find accommodation, like kind of conduct a guided tour of the university and things like that. Yeah. I also used to like sit at the airport welcome desk, because back at that time I don't know like whether that still happens, but like back in 2012 2013, like we used to have this airport welcome desk where we used to welcome undergrad students, and I used to be a part of that. So that was quite an experience for me as well.
Yeah, amazing. What about you, Amy?
I guess so I've never mentored anyone, but similar to Jonathan, I had a mentor at Otago, and I've always found mentorships really valuable. So I guess it's kind of taking what I've learned and the experiences that I've had and helping other people hopefully make better decisions and choices, or at least helping them navigate through things a bit easier.
When you were saying that, it reminded me of a sentence I wrote in my thesis, which said, something along the lines of, I've acquired a wealth of knowledge from, academic publications and yes, more factual sources of information, but actually the biggest growth and personal learning came from other people, and learning from others' experiences. That was also part of a focus of my research it's the cultural approach to communication, I called it, where our identity, our personal experiences, and our story, our human story, has huge potential for communication and extended, for inspiring and allowing other people to learn from your journey. That's why I'm really excited about this program. What about you, Sarah?
Just found a spot where I can turn on my camera. So I'm in Adelaide, for those who weren't on earlier, and we're just still having to wear masks inside, and we've just come back to the office yesterday, actually, in our area. So this is my 3rd year. I think the last 2 years have sort of merged into one.
Yes.
And so I've had students from a few different areas, because I've got a background in nutrition as well as exercise. So I not only mentor in this program, but also for dietitians too here in Australia. So yeah.
Amazing. There's so much demand for mentorships. I've had emails from the scholarship office, from the postgraduate association, everybody wanting to get involved in mentorships. So it's definitely, the value is palpable for so many.
Yeah, it's the area of dietetics that I've specialized in at the moment. I'm working in the university, but it's food service, and generally people work in a sole role within a hospital. So there will be other dietitians. So really important to have that. And I actually, at the moment, one of the dietitians I mentor is based up in Darwin. And so we have great conversations in that. And I caught up with her last year when I went up there. So yeah, they're really good, sharing knowledge. Absolutely. And experiences and that.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, well, amazing. Have I gone around everyone? Yes, I have. Yeah, if you have any further questions, I reiterate, thank you so much for your patience and letting me kind of adapt to the new role, which I hope I can serve you all very well, and how it's deserved for the program. If you do have any further questions, I will finish putting together that toolkit. There are toolkits from previous years, but I kind of want to adapt it with my own kind of approach, because I feel like that's how I can convey it better rather than giving you something that somebody else has done. So as soon as those are finished, I will send them around to you. If you have any questions from that toolkit or in general, please feel free to reach out. I'm hoping to find mentees for your mentorship soon. And hopefully it can be another really rewarding and fulfilling experience this year. And thank you so much again for signing up. It means so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Alba.
Oh, no
Thank
worries.
you.
Have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and see you soon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great one. Bye. Bye, Rich D.
Bye.